Man, tomorrow I'm planning a trip, 2 days trip in somewhere near Donegal. It's a place called Ballyliffin. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm obviously going for a little bit of seascape long exposure photography, drone shots. Maybe I'll do a silent walk like I usually do. I'm obviously more interested in the sea stacks there. There is a big island which is kind of 1 kilometer away from a castle. The island is called Glaishidi, and I'm just trying to get that. Obviously, a lot of drone shots from there, and maybe put it in some sort of a long exposure with smoothing of the water or whatever. Weather is announced to be beautiful. It's a bank holiday here in Ireland. It will be absolutely beautiful. Now, like always, I'll be taking my Sony A7S III with the 28-200. I hope I don't get too much wind, but there will be an element of wind there. I have a Kaiser Vario ND filter. I need to change this with my Nisi one, but it's just annoying because this lens is 67 millimeters, so the Nisi filter that I have is 82. So I just need a filter, but that filter, that step-up ring, I'm using it for my Lee system, so for the moment it's what it is. Yeah, this is the only lens I'll take. Well, mainly for photography, because as I always says, it's not a good idea to change lenses where you are near the seaside, because dust and sand can go very easily into the sensor, especially if it's exposed. So apart from that, obviously, as you noticed by now, maybe I don't use music in my videos, because sound is equally important, and why would I give credit to a composer that I never met? That's my philosophy for the moment. I don't want to use any music, so I'm just using sound design. Tascam X8 to rescue, with the beautiful and very efficient windkiller from Bubblebee. It's probably the only one that really works. It covers 360, absolutely, well, almost, but it's basically windproof. It's the best thing that can get. I have a micro SD card in there, 64 gigabytes, plenty. And what is the most important is this cable, because this cable needs to connect the line out to the camera so I can get synchronized sounds. I have with me also the Zoom F3, just for ambience. Zoom F3 with its 64 gigabytes card, and I'll be using the clippy mics along with the Zoom F3. GoPro is charging there. This is the camera that will film me from the tripod, and on the chest I'll be using the DJI Osmo Action 3, just to give you a point of view from what I'm doing when I'm setting my cameras. Lee filters. This is the polarizing one. Obviously, very important, the remote control, because unfortunately when you do Sony long exposure with Sony cameras in bulb mode, you have to keep the shutter button pressed, so it won't work. You need a remote control. So yeah, plenty of batteries. Those are my trusty ND grads and reverse ND grads. And apart from that, obviously my drone, I have it right here. The batteries are charging. DJI Air 2S, absolutely great. 10-bit, but unfortunately the gamut is still Rec 709, is not the D-Logo or whatever it's called. It's okay. From where I live, I have to drive around 4 hours, but it's okay. I have 48, almost more than that, more than 50 hours in that particular. I hope I can travel more. I'm not expecting to come back with 3,000, 4,000 photographs. I don't do this anymore. If I have 10 photos that are great, I'm happy. That's how I shoot. And I hope it will be uneventful. in a good way. So see you tomorrow. An absolute gorgeous day. At the moment I'm in Dunani Point. I just drove for probably around 100 kilometers more or less, and it's just a very remote area. Splendid views, some fishermen, but I also noticed 3 poles in the water. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to do my long exposure. Sky is completely uninspired, but then again, happy to be here. And yeah, it's an absolute gem of a place. Very rare. Only people from this area knows. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So there it is. This is our composition for today. Absolutely amazing. We have these 3 4 poles in the water. I will just try now to try to separate them somehow, but for the moment I think I'm just going to take a pictures as it is. I will simply get the Endigrad here, the filter, and then most likely I'll be using a polarizing filter as well. Like, why not? If we have it, why wouldn't we use it? Just to cut the glare from the water. Unfortunately, what happens is there are no sky, there are no clouds in the sky, and we are not talking about sunset or sunrise, so that's that. But we have to deal what we can. You see, now it's better. Image is obviously much better now. You see, this is less contrast, this will be more contrasty, so it will look better. And I will go most likely with an Endigrad as well. I think I'll be using my 3-stop. This is 3-stop reverse. We can use a reverse as well, because the horizon line is actually brighter than the rest. Yeah, just to give a little bit of a gradient. And the last piece of the puzzle is the Lee big stopper. Always have to keep your filters clean, because when you are shooting with small apertures, what will happen, all the dust from the lens and from the sensor will be very obvious. That can ruin your shot, and you have to do a lot of things in post then. Again, the 10 stops comes into the first slot, but actually before doing that, let's see how the exposure looks like. So I will set the aperture to f11, and let's see what the exposure will be for this value. Yeah, so f16 is probably better, and we'll put it at 1/8, 1/10 of a second, 1/15. f16, 1/15 of a second, and the filter comes here and now what we can do, we can fire up the Lee application, and that will tell us exactly where is it. Lee stop app, 1/15 says 1 minute. So what else we are missing is obviously the remote control. We'll set the exposure to bulb, connect the remote, and ideally
one more thing to do is to focus. Switch it to manual, fire away. Yeah, this time I'm trying a new composition, and the reason I'm doing that is I just want to get a little bit more separation in between those two poles, three poles actually, and I just want to have a little bit of the sea foam in the foreground as well. Let's see how that goes. And again, I'm at f16, 1 minute, ISO 80, focus on the poles, fire away. Now we are in Ballyliffin, and probably it's possible that you can see a Glycidi island back in the distance. I'll try to get a close-up for you to enjoy it as well. Currently I'm doing a different composition. This is exactly what you have in front of you. I have this rock formation that acts like leading lines to that particular hills. Some clouds in the sky, not too much. So let's prepare the shot. As usual, we'll try ISO 18, f11, and let's see what the exposure shows at 1/8 of a second. It looks a little bit too dark, so yeah. Obviously I'm going for, I had the anti-filter, hold on a second. Yeah, so probably 1/15 of a second, and f16 histogram looks promising, but probably if we put an ND grad it will be fine. So again, same formula. That ring comes first. If we can do it, that would also be great. You see, I'm a man of principles. It's very easy. When I see water, I just use a polarizing. Rule of thirds, ND grad, and the shot shoots at itself. Yeah. Maybe a little bit centered. Yeah, like this is great. So first, I think I'll get the polarizing as before. Yeah, the weather is superb. What can I say? We've been blessed. Probably it wasn't raining for, I would say, almost 10 days. That's very unusual. Yeah, and suddenly, as you can see, the image is much better, much contrasty, much punchier, and you can see it in the histogram as well. Yeah, now I don't need an ND grad, but I'll use it. I see these clearly leading lines. For me, I think it's working. It's definitely working, this composition. Let me get Lee 0.9 soft. Why not? That goes here in the first slot. just to tame the horizon a little bit. Yeah, it's great. And obviously hey, water is coming. 10 stops as well. What else is missing? Well, nothing is missing. We're just going to use now the remote control. Like so. On. Like always, I forgot to focus, but there's not a problem. We'll focus smack on infinity, whatever. Why not? Changing back to manual focus. And away we go. 1 minute exposure, polarizing, and the filter. And I hope it will be fine. I have found now the under composition, Glycidi rock in the background, and in the foreground and middle ground little rocks. So it just creates layers, hopefully a little bit of separation as well, and everything concludes with that big island in the background. Obviously the subject should be the biggest in the frame, but let's say I'm composing this in a more of a descriptive manner. That means you are forced to examine the foreground, middle ground, and then you land on the background where is this Glycidi island. I don't know, it's can't really do much here, as you can see. A lot of potential, but light obviously is not the best. A lot of things that are against this photographic opportunity, but hey, I'll do my best. I have to definitely return either a sunrise or sunset. This is more like a recce at the moment. We'll see how the tide will be as well, but it should work in the end. Found another one, this time again 2 minutes. I zoom in this time at around 100 millimeters, and I'm using the same 10 stop Lee. I have these stacks coming from the left side and another C stacks on the right, and in the middle there is the big Glycidi island. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And yeah, again, the sky is not very impressive. Kind of rugged and simplistic landscape here, but absolutely gorgeous. Obviously sunset, sunrise, it will be different. I can only dream of some ray of light on top of that island, but obviously you need to come in a better time of the day. And yeah, let's see the result. It's good. That will make a good black and white, I guess. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. This is the viewpoint. Look at that. It is 3rd of... Let me stop this. What is this? Yeah. It is 3rd of June, 21:20 minutes. Sun is setting over this huge sea stack. The boss, the final boss. And look how beautiful it glows. The black rock glows. I have a polarizing, a 10 big Lee stopper, and a 3 stop Andy Grad. Not too many clouds, but doesn't matter. This is the shot. This is why you came here, to the Marine Head. Like, look at that. Look at that.
I'm at f11 and I'll be doing a long exposure of 2 minutes because this is appropriate for the sun, the light situation, and it is just incredible. I will try to find multiple various angles. Probably I'll go up as well, but currently the human camcorder is recording the beauty of nature, Malin Head, Ireland. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. What? Wow. Wow. Wow.